Castro Field for tonight's 31-4A matchup between the Zapata Hawks and your Robstown Cotton Pickers. Starting lineup for the Hawks, leading off at shortstop, number 11, Jay Solis. Batting second at second base, number 8, Ryan Solis. Batting third at first base, number 15, Trey Garcia. Batting fourth, behind the plate, number 3, Lauro Guerra. Designated hitter for the Hawks, number 13, Rudy Salinas. Salinas will be DHing for the left fielder, number 10, Didi Medina. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 1, Nathan Garcia. Batting seventh on the mound tonight, number 14, Noe Camarillo. Batting eighth at third base, number 16, Jacob Martinez. And batting ninth in center field, number 7, Ramiro Garcia Lasso. And the rest of the Hawks and coaching staff. And now the starting lineup for your Robstown Cotton Pickers. Leading off in center field, number 17, Jose Serrano. Batting second in left field, number 13, Aiden Aguilar. Batting third on the mound, number 2, Aiden Lozano. Batting cleanup at first base, number 23, Uriah Isles. Batting fifth at shortstop, number 6, Lucas Sainz. Batting sixth at third base, number 4, Dominic Alvarez. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 1, Christian Barrera. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 3, Albert Ocañas. And batting ninth, behind the plate, number 5, Paxton Salinas. And in right field, number 11, Michael Vasquez. And the rest of the Robstown Cotton Pickers and coaching staff. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise and remove your hat for the playing of our national anthem. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Steve Castro Field for tonight's 31-4A matchup between the Zapata Hawks and the Robstown Cotton Pickers. Started defense for Robstown, left to right in the outfield. Aiden Aguilar in left, Jose Serrano in center, Michael Vasquez in right field. Around the horn,
Dominic Alvarez at third, Lucas Sainz at short, Alberto Cañas at second, and Uriah Isles at first. Battery tonight for the Pickers, Paxton Salinas behind the plate, and Aiden Lozano on the mound. Lineup for batting order for the Zapata Hawks. Shortstop Jay Solis leading things off. Ryan Solis at second base batting second. Trey Garcia at first base batting third. Lauro Guerra behind the plate batting fourth. Rudy Salinas, the designated hitter, batting fifth. Nathan Garcia, the right fielder, batting sixth. Noe Camarillo on the mound tonight for the Hawks. He'll be batting seventh. Jacob Martinez batting eighth at third base. And Ramiro Garcia Lasso batting ninth in center field. So again, top third of the lineup for the Hawks. Solis Garcia. Middle third, Guerra, Salinas, and Garcia. Bottom third, Camarillo, Martinez, and Garcia Lasso. And Pickers come in with a 1-2 district record tonight. And Zapata is 1-1.
Now batting for the Hawks, shortstop number 11, Jay Solis.
So Jay Solis leading things off for the Hawks. Again, Hawks come in with a 1-1 district record. First pitch from Lozano, drilled foul for strike one. Again, wind blowing across to left field here at Steve Castro Field. 1-0-1 lined out into left field. It's going to be over the head of Aguilar, right off the bottom of the fence. That's going to be a leadoff double by Solis.
Now batting second baseman number 8, Ryan Solis.
Second baseman Ryan Solis steps in with the runner on second and nobody out here in the top of the first inning. Solis already scoring the bunt. Isles coming in on the grass on first base. And the pitch goes behind Solis, gets behind Salinas. And Jay Solis moves up to third base. Corner infielders in at the cut of the grass. Middle infielders medium depth. 1-0 pitch outside for ball two. 2 balls and no strikes to the Hawks second baseman. So he steps out of the box. Set for the 2-0 pitch. This is low for ball 3. Pitch, and it's a 4-pitch walk for Solis. Runners now on first and third.
Now batting for the Hawks, first baseman number 15, Trey Garcia.
Trey Garcia steps in now. Runners on first and third. Nobody out here in the top of the first inning. And Aiden Lozano on the mound for the Pickers. First pitch to Garcia on the inside corner for called strike one. 0-2 now on Garcia. Lozano comes set. Runner off on the pitch, misses wide, gets past Salinas, and a run's going to score, and Ryan Solis stops at second. So 1-2 count now on Trey Garcia. One-two pitch, swing and a miss, strike three. That's the first out of the inning for the Pickers.
Now batting for the Hawks, catcher number 3, Lauro Guerra.
Catcher Lauro Guerra walks up to the plate. First pitch from Lozano, curveball in there for a called strike one. The 0-1 pitch to Guerra, line drive to the shortstop over side's head, runner being waved home, going to be a play at the plate, and the runner is safe. Looked like Salinas might have gotten the tag on Garcia's head, but the call is safe, and Guerra takes second on the throw. So another run scores for the Hawks, and Coach Miller is going to have a quick trip to the mound. It looks like Lozano's night is already over. So we'll take a quick break and be right back on Picker Nation News.
Now pitching for Robstown, number 21, J.C. Trevino. Now batting for the Hawks, designated hitter number 13, Rudy Salinas.
So J.C. Trevino now on the mound. Quick hook by Coach Miller. And Rudy Salinas up to the plate for the Hawks. First pitch from Trevino called strike one. Plenty of time for those of you in the Robstown area to make it here to Steve Castro Field. Again, top of the first inning. Zapata with 2-0 lead. Ground ball to third. Alvarez up with it over to first for out number one. So 2 pitches and an out. Or excuse me, out number 2.
Now batting for the Hawks, number 9, Nathan Garcia. Excuse me, number 1, Nathan Garcia.
So Nathan Garcia steps in, runner on second. 2 outs now here in the top of the first inning. First pitch from Trevino, another curveball just inside. 4-1. Trevino gets a sign from Salinas, comes set. And swing and a foul back. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Another windy afternoon here at Steve Castro Field. Most of y'all hear that from our camera microphones. 1-1 pitch from Trevino, back up the middle, signs up with it, over to first. Pulls Lozano off the bag, but he stays on it long enough for out number 3. So the Hawks pick up 2 runs. It looks like Coach for Zapata is going to have a word with the first base umpire to see if Lozano was off the bag. First base umpire is going to confer with the home plate umpire. As it stands, 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 runner left on base. Not sure this call could get overturned. Bang, bang. And the out is confirmed by the base umpire. So 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 runner left on base after 1/2 inning. Zapata 2, Robstown coming to bat. Jose Serrano.
Now batter for Robstown, number 17, Jose Serrano.
Jose Serrano leading things off here for the Pickers. Again, wind blowing across to left field. Left fielder and center fielder, playing Sedano to hit the other way, going with the wind. Sedano takes the first pitch for ball one. 1-0 pitch. Ground ball between first and second. First baseman up with it to the pitcher for out number one. Nice PFF there by Zapata.
Now batting for Robstown, number 13, Aiden Aguilar.
That's going to bring up Aiden Aguilar playing left field tonight for the Pickers. In outfield straight away, infield at medium depth. First pitch to Aguilar, swing and a miss, strike one. Camarillo on the mound for the Hawks. On the outside corner for strike two. No balls and 2 strikes on Aguilar. 0-2 pitch, misses outside for ball one. 2 strike count on the Picker left fielder. Catcher set up outside. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Aguilar went outside of his zone there for that strikeout.
Now batting for Robstown, number 2, Aiden Lozano.
So Aiden Lozano steps in with nobody on and 2 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Catcher again set up on the outside corner. And first pitch to Lozano is a swing and miss for strike 1. Again, I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight on Picker Nation News, on the Picker News YouTube channel, as well as the Robstown Athletics Facebook page. 0-1 pitch to Lozano, misses inside for ball 1. Count even. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2-1 now on Lozano. And ground ball foul down the right field line. Count now even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2 pitch from Camarillo to Lozano. Lozano takes high, count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Oh, base hit ball 4 situation here for the Picker first baseman. Again, Lozano started out the game pitching and was getting a little bit too much of the plate, pulled early by Coach Miller. Swing another ground ball foul. Coach De Los Santos doing a little dance over there to get out of the way. We'll have another full count pitch from Camarillo. And catcher set up on the outside corner. And another swing and a miss for strike 3. So Pickers down in order here in the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left after 1 complete. Zapata 2, Robstown 0. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. So pitcher Noe Camarillo starting things off here in the top of the second inning. J.C. Trevino in relief. Camarillo pops it up on the right side. Salinas off with his mask still in his hand and makes the play for out number 1. So 1 pitch and 1 out here in the top of the second inning. J.C. Trevino getting things done here. Jacob Martinez takes first pitch for called strike 1. And nobody on, 1 out here in the top of the second inning. Zapata coach a little bit tardy coming out to the third base coach's box. Umpire calls time. Let him get over there for the second pitch. The 0-1 pitch from Trevino. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So 7 pitches for Trevino. 6 strikes so far. And there's the second ball that he's thrown. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And 1 ball, 2 strike count on the Hawk third baseman, Jacob Martinez. Swing and a slow ground ball to third base. Alvarez up with it over to first in time for out number 2. So nice job by Trevino in getting a ground ball out of Martinez. So number 9 batter Ramiro Garcilaso steps in with nobody on first and 2 outs. Salinas set up outside. Center cut fastball there for strike 1. And Trevino, when he's rolling, he works really quickly. Pitch misses his spot, but hits the inside corner for strike 2. 0-2 on Garcilaso. So Coach Miller and the Pickers pitching staff may have found somebody here in J.C. Trevino. Garcilaso fouls one back here to the left side. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch from Trevino. Swing and a foul ball. Salinas unable to control that one, so Garcilaso will live to see at least 1 more pitch. Swinging another foul ball back off the screen here on the left side. Count still no balls and 2 strikes. Salinas set up outside. 0-2 pitch. Rolled over ball. Trevino didn't cover first. Lozano's going to have to hustle. And he gets there for out number 3. So the Hawks retired in order here in the top of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left after 1.5. Zapata 2, Robstown 0. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. And Uriah Isles leading things off for the Pickers here in the bottom of the second inning. Fouls the first pitch off for strike one. Again, Pickers down 2-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Hawk catcher set up outside, and pitch misses outside for ball one. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Camarillo shakes the first sign off. Catcher still set up outside. Swing and a miss by Isles for strike two. A 1 ball, 2 strike count on Uriah Isles. Pitch misses outside. Count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Camarillo comes set for the 2-2 pitch. Again, catcher set up way outside. Misses inside and low for ball 3. Count now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Uriah Isles. Called strike 3. And Isles does not agree with that call, and frankly, I don't either. Pitch appeared to be a little bit outside. And that's going to bring up Lucas Saenz. Well, Saenz steps in with nobody on, 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Pickers looking for their first base runner of the game. Pitch misses high and outside for ball 1. Two and 0 now on Saenz. Swing and a miss by Saenz. Count now 2 balls and a strike. Ball popped up out into center field. Center fielder now coming in pretty hard and can't make the play. And Saenz is going to end up with a 1-out double. So the center fielder, Garcia Lasso, moved back initially, then the wind pushed it back in. And Saenz is on again with a 1-out double. That's going to bring up third baseman Dominic Alvarez. Again, runner in scoring position here with 1 out. Dominic Alvarez up for the Pickers. Shortstop keeping Saenz close there at second. Swing and a miss, strike 1. That looked like a real good pitch to hit right there by Alvarez. Just swung right through it. Again, base hit likely cuts this lead in half. If Alvarez is able to come through here. 0-1 pitch on the outside corner for strike 2. It's a ball to Alvarez. Ball got away from the catcher, but not far enough for Saenz to advance. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now on the Picker third baseman. Catcher set up outside again. 1-2 pitch misses outside for ball 2. So count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Alvarez. Swing and a fly ball out into left field. Hook and foul. Left fielder over and hits just short of the wall in foul territory. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Camarillo comes set, and the 2-2 pitch misses high for ball 3. Camarillo comes set, and the payoff pitch to Alvarez. Ball popped up foul, out of play. And count remains full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Lucas Saenz with a 1-out double. Again, ball misjudged a bit by the center fielder who moved back at first and then came in and couldn't quite make the play. Another payoff pitch to Alvarez. Fouled off again, so good at bat here by Alvarez. Saenz getting his lead off of second base. Shortstop moving over behind him. Camarillo comes set. And another payoff pitch. Misses high. And Saenz moves over to third. And Alvarez is on with a 1-out walk. So runners on first and second with 1 out. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Christian Barrera. Catcher for the Hawks giving the signal for first and third. And Alvarez with his lead off of first, being held on. Pitch to Barrera misses high for ball 1. Yeah, pretty good hole on the right side with the second baseman at double play depth. Barrera takes 1 high for ball 2. And second baseman at double play depth, first baseman holding Alvarez on, creates a natural hole there on the right side. 2-0 pitch called strike 1 to Barrera. See if maybe Alvarez is in motion here for the Pickers. Again, runners on first and third, 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Pickers trailing 2-0, swing and a miss. Count now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Alvarez off with the pitch, misses low, throw down is not in time, and Alvarez has a stolen base. So count is full on Barrera. Alberto Caña is on deck for the Pickers. Infield in for the Hawks. And y'all should know, if y'all listen, I'm not a fan of drawing the infield in right here. And that is going to be an RBI ground out by Barrera. And the Pickers have their first run of the game. So 2 outs now. Alvarez still on second base. Not sure why he didn't go on that play. Might have thought that Saenz was going to stay at third. So first pitch to Ocañas is taken for a called strike one. Well, one pitch misses high for ball one. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch to Ocaña, swing and miss, strike 2. Paxton Salinas on deck for Robstown. He would hit if Ocañas can reach. Catcher set up outside and on the outside corner for called strike 3. But the Pickers pick up a run on 1 hit. There was a walk. No errors, 1 runner left on base after 2 innings. Zapata 2, Robstown 1. We'll be right back on Picker Nation News. Back at Steve Castro Field for the top of the 3rd inning, Jay Solis leading things off. He's the leadoff hitter for the Hawks. Swing and a miss, foul ball. Got a piece of Salinas there for strike 1. And Solis doubled over left fielder Aiden Aguilar in the top of the 1st inning. Scored the first run for the Hawks. Umpire's going to go have a quick chat with Trevino on the mound. Gives Salinas a little bit of time to recover. He gives a thumbs up over to the dugout that he's okay. So again, no balls and 1 strike on Jay Solis. Pickers playing Solis slightly to pull in the outfield. Curveball by Trevino misses wide for ball 1. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. And the 1-1 pitch from JC. Another curveball backdoors him right there. Count now 1-2. There's not much that JC throws that's straight. Everything's got a little bit of a bend to it. And the 1-2 pitch from Trevino. Fouled off to the right side, out of play. Count stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, top of the 3rd inning, 2-1 Zapata lead. Another 1-2 pitch from Trevino. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Nice job there by Trevino, getting out number 1. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Ryan Solis. Solis walked in his first plate appearance. First pitch from Trevino misses outside for ball 1. And Solis right on top of the plate here. Swing and a pop-up on the left side. Alvarez over in foul territory calling it and makes the play for out number 2. Again, J.C. Trevino being very efficient. He's recorded 4 outs in 24 pitches so far. Swing and a miss by first baseman Trey Garcia. For strike 1. Again, nobody on. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. And that's a base hit through the left side. 2-out single by Garcia. A little too much of the plate there with 2 outs by Trevino. So Laudo Guerra steps in for the Hawks. Runner on first base, 2 outs. Guerra hit a double in the top of the 1st. Trevino's first pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Well, Trevino doing a good job staying on the corners with the exception of the last pitch to Garcia. Salinas set up outside. And the 0-1 called strike 2. So another 0-2 count for J.C. Trevino. Salinas set up on the outside corner. And Trevino goes way outside for ball 1. Not a terrible pitch for an 0-2 pitch, but you want it a little bit closer than that. See if the hitter will chase. Trevino comes set for the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And Salinas throws down to second just for good measure. But no runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base after 2.5. Zapata 2, Robstown 1. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. Oh, back at Steve Castro Field for the bottom of the third inning. Paxton Salinas leading things off, number 9 hitter. Jose Serrano will be due up second, followed by Aiden Aguilar. And Pickers trailing 2-1 here in the bottom of the third. First pitch to Salinas misses outside for ball 1. Time called. And the umpire telling Coach Miller something. They're going to have a conference with both of the coaches. Evidently, there's a fan from Zapata that may be saying some nice things to the umpire. Both coaches talking with Robstown administration. Looks like they're getting things ironed out. Update over at Lady Picker Field. Top of the 6th inning, Lady Pickers are trailing the Zapata Lady Hawks by a score of 6-1. 1-0 pitch to Salinas. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. And Camarillo comes set. Pitch misses outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Guerra set up outside. Salinas fouls the ball back off the netting on the right side. Count even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Camarillo's pitch count now at 45, getting pretty high for the 3rd inning with nobody out. 2-2 pitch to Salinas, misses high for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Camarillo comes set for the payoff pitch to Paxton Salinas. Swing and a line drive down the left field line, hooking foul. Salinas barreled that one pretty good, just a little bit out in front. Needs to let that one get a little bit deeper. And he's going to be likely standing on second base. So we'll have another 3-2 pitch from Camarillo to Salinas. Guerra set up outside. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So 1 out now here in the top of the 3rd inning. That's going to bring up leadoff batter Jose Serrano.
Now back for Robstown, number 17, Jose Serrano.
And Serrano rolled over one and grounded out to first base. In the top of the first, squares to bunt, puts one down. If it stays fair, it's trouble, and it's foul. Nice idea. Just foul when it was picked up by Guerra. So good job by Guerra letting the ball roll foul before he picked it up, because there was no way he was getting Serrano going down the line there. 0-1 pitch on the inside corner for called strike 2. So Serrano in an 0-2 hole here with 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Again, Pickers still trailing by 1. Two pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Well, that's 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. That's going to bring up left fielder Aiden Aguilar. Camarito set for the first pitch to Aguilar. Swing and a line drive over to the third baseman's head. It's going down the left field line. Aguilar thinking about 2. He's going to go for it. The left fielder took a while getting the ball out of his glove. So Aguilar on with a 2-out double. And Aguilar going with the Baby Shark walk-up song tonight. Maybe it's the power of the Baby Shark that got him another double. Aguilar is swinging a pretty hot stick right now. That's going to bring up first baseman Aiden Lozano. First pitch to Lozano misses wide. 4-1. Lozano struck out swinging to end the top of the 1st inning. Again, runner on second. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. 0-1 pitch to Lozano. Swing and a pop-up. And looks like that's going to be out of play for strike 2. Oh, the 0-2 pitch to Lozano, ground ball to the second baseman. Solis up with it over to first and closer than it should have been, but that is out number 3. So 2-out double by Aguilar is stalled, and the Pickers are scoreless in the 3rd after 3 innings. Zapata 2, Robstown 1. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. Back at Steve Castro Field here on Picker Nation News. Trey Garcia at first baseman for the Hawks leading things off. J.C. Trevino still on the mound. Line drive out into center field. Serrano over to his left and makes the play for out number 1. So again, Trevino being very efficient here on the mound for Robstown. And just to give you guys an idea, that was the 31st pitch by Trevino. 26 have been strikes. Line drive foul out of play. And that's the catcher, Lauro Guerra. Or excuse me, that's number 1, Nathan Garcia. Off the outside corner. 4-1, count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. And as soon as I compliment Trevino on his control, he's thrown 2 balls in a row. Count now 2 balls and 1 strike. On the number 6 hitter, Nathan Garcia. Called strike 2, count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Garcia grounded out to short his first at bat. And the 2-2 pitch from Trevino. Swinging a ground ball to second. Ocaña's up with it over to first. And pulls Lozano off the bag. And this time the umpire did see Lozano come off. So that's going to be an E4 throw-in on Ocaña's. Nice job by Albert getting over there to make the play, but couldn't quite make the throw. So Noe Camarillo steps in. He's on the mound tonight for the Hawks. He popped up to Paxton Salinas, his only plate appearance. Pickoff attempt not in time. Garcia back safely. So Trevino looking for that ground ball. Infield at double play depth. Outfield playing straight away. And the 1-0 to Camarillo. 2 balls and no strikes. Salinas set up on the outside corner. And 2-0 pitch called strike 1. Trevino set for the 2-1 pitch. Another pickoff attempt, not in time. And 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Another pickoff attempt. And Garcia with not much of a lead, but Trevino must think that he's going to be moving. Front foot just to the cut of the grass. Salinas set up outside. And the 2-1 pitch from Trevino. Runner is off, and perfect hit and run with Signs going to cover second. Not sure why he was moving over there with the right-handed hitter. Signs should have been staying home to cover exactly that right there with a right-handed hitter. Looks like we're going to have a courtesy runner. That's number 12, Zapata. And that's going to bring a visit from Robstown pitching coach Stephen Grimes. Again, runners on first and second with 1 out. Discussion needs to be, what pitch do you feel comfortable with, JC, to get a ground ball so the infield can turn two? So pretty quick discussion from Coach Grimes, and we'll be back to playing baseball here in just a second. Again, Jacob Martinez due up for the Hawks, and he grounded out to third baseman Dominic Alvarez in his only plate appearance. And we'll take another one of those and go around the horn and get out of this inning and come hit. And that's one of those things you would hear Coach Rojas saying all the time. Ground ball, we go hit. Over and over. Trevino comes set. And the first pitch to Martinez called strike one. And speaking of Coach Rojas, we want to give a shout out to his dad and give him a big birthday wish today, celebrating his birthday, Coach Rojas, Coach Joe Rojas. Trevino steps off the rubber and looks Garcia back to second. And for me, I'd much rather see that, a pitcher just step off and look the runner back than throwing over to the base over and over. Especially with a runner in scoring position, especially when you're down by one run. Just get the batter, and we'll be in good shape. Martinez fouls off the 0-1 pitch, count now 0-2. And Martinez 0 for 1 tonight. The Hawks have runners on first and second, one out here in the top of the fourth inning. 0-2 pitch, curveball, swing and a miss, strike three. Nice job there by J.C. Trevino. That's going to bring up the number 9 batter, Ramiro Garcialazo. Garcialazo grounded out to Aiden Lozano in his first plate appearance. Salinas set up on the outside corner. First pitch misses, or hits the inside corner, misses his spot, but hits the inside corner for strike one. A lot of times when the catcher's set up outside like Salinas was, even if that ball's over the plate, when you miss your spot by that much, they're not likely to give you the call. Salinas set up outside again. Fouled off to the left side, out of play. Count now 0-2 on Garcialazo. Again, the way Trevino throws the ball, he throws it across his body, so it's going to have some run in to left-handed hitters. Picker defense playing at 2-out depth, pretty deep. 0-2 ground ball to second base. Ocaña's up with it. And not in time, went to second base. That ball was just hit too softly to go to second. He'd probably be better served going to first. So Garcialazo on with a 2-out fielder's choice. Swing and a miss for strike one on Jay Solis. Solis is 1 for 2. Again, hit a double over Aguilar in left and struck out swinging in his last plate appearance. Swinging another line drive. That's going to get to the wall and hits the bottom of the wall. That's going to score 2 for sure. And the runner held up at third and not in time, and Alvarez is not happy with that call. They threw the ball back door on the runner at third, so the Hawks pick up 2 more runs and take a 4-1 lead. That's going to bring up Ryan Solis, 0 for 1 with a walk. Pitch from Trevino, line drive to shortstop for out number 3. But the Hawks pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. There was an error. And 2 runners left on base after 3.5 innings. Zapata 4, Robstown 1. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. So Uriah Isles leading things off here for Robstown in the bottom of the 4th inning. Now trailing by 3 runs. Isles fouls one deep out of play on the right side. 4 strike 1. Isles struck out looking in his only plate appearance. And he's leading off things here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Isles going a little bit out of his zone there. On strike 2, so now he finds himself in a hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Guerra set up outside. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a foul ball off to the right side. Out of play. So Camarillo comes set for the 0-2 pitch to Isles. Guerra set up outside again. And just off the outside corner for ball 1. Dangerous take there by Isles with an 0-2 count. I wouldn't have had much of an argument there if the umpire would have rung him up. Check swing, and first base umpire said he went, so that's strike 3 on Isles. That's going to bring up shortstop Lucas Saenz. So Saenz with a double last at bat, hits one deep to right field. Right fielder coming in now and makes the play for out number 2. That's going to bring up Dominic Alvarez with 2 outs and nobody on here in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch to Alvarez, swing and a miss, strike one. One pitch to Alvarez, misses low for ball one, count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Catcher set up outside again, misses inside. Count now 2 balls and a strike on Alvarez. And Alvarez walked in his only plate appearance and was stranded at third in the second inning. Camarillo comes set for the 2-1 pitch. Off the outside corner, 3 balls and a strike. Camarillo walking around the mound, frustrated he didn't get that call. Camarillo set for the 3-1 pitch. Misses high for ball 4, and Alvarez is on with a 2-out walk. And that's going to bring up designated hitter Christian Barrera. Barrera grounded out to second in his only plate appearance. Alvarez takes a pretty decent lead at first. First pitch to Barrera, line straight back here for strike one. And Camarillo comes set. And the 0-1 pitch to Barrera. Another foul ball straight back. Again, Pickers will be back in action here on Thursday. Okay, non-district action for Robstown Thursday here live from Steve Castro Field against the Beeville Trojans. Okay, this Friday would be the first round bye in district play for the Pickers. Again, 5 teams in this 31 4A district. And there's always 1 team each round of games with a bye. This Thursday would be the Pickers' bye game, though they take on the Trojans. Final score from Lady Picker Field as Barrera takes ball 1. Zapata 8, Lady Pickers 1. So the Lady Pickers fall to 1-3 on the season, on the District 31 4A season. Pickers trying to avoid the same fate. 1-2 pitch to Barrera. And Camarillo steps off. Alvarez back. And Camarillo will reset. Toes the rubber for the 1-2 pitch. Again, Camarillo at 70 pitches right now. Kind of come back to the norm here in the last couple of innings. Misses wide for ball 2. Camarillo has 7 strikeouts tonight in 3 2/3 innings of work. 2-2 pitch. Alvarez off, and nice hit and run. That's going to get Alvarez to third. And nice job by Barrera. Ball gets away, and that's going to go in the dugout, so Alvarez is going to score. And Barrera should advance to third. Nice job of base running right there by Barrera. The umpire's having a discussion as to whether Barrera should go to third, and he should, because he was already at second when the ball got away from the third baseman. And that's going to bring up Alberto Cañas. So Cañas with a runner at third, 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Pickers cut the lead in half again, 4-2. In Christian Barrera on third, swing and a miss by Ocañas for strike 1. Ocañas struck out looking in his only other at bat. Guerra set up outside, misses pretty far outside. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. And the 1-1 pitch to Ocaña. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Camarillo set for the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. But the Pickers pick up 1 more run here in the bottom of the 4th inning. They trail 4-2. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. Trey Garcia leading things off. Curveball or slider by Trevino misses for ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a line drive to center field. Serrano takes a couple of steps in for out number 1. So another efficient start to an inning by J.C. Trevino. That's 51 pitches now for the sophomore righty. Well, that's going to bring up the catcher, Lauro Guerra. Guerra 1 for 2, double to center, and a strikeout swinging, and swings and misses at the first pitch from Trevino. Trevino out in front, 0-1. 0-1 pitch from JC. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Again, unofficially, Trevino has pitched 53 or thrown 53 pitches, 43 strikes or in the strike zone or swung at. 0-2 pitch to Guerra. Another swing and a miss for strike two. Salinas goes down to first for out number two. So Rudy Salinas steps in. Takes the first pitch low for ball one. Salinas 0 for 2 tonight. And Trevino hoping to make it 0 for 3. 1-0 pitch. Just off the outside corner for ball two. 2 balls and no strikes. Again, pretty strong wind here tonight at Steve Castro Field. Fly ball out into center field. Sedano running back to his right. Camped under it and makes the play for out number 3. So no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base after 4.5 innings. Zapata 4, Robstown 2. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. And back at Steve Castro Field for the bottom of the 5th inning. Paxton Salinas leading things off. Salinas 0 for 1 with a strikeout. This will be his second plate appearance. Camarillo still on the mound for the Hawks. Salinas takes the first pitch for called strike one. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. And leadoff hitter Jose Serrano on deck. Camarillo comes set. And ground ball to the third baseman. Third baseman up with it over to first. High throw, but first baseman does a good job making the play there for out number 1. Now that's going to bring up the center fielder, Jose Serrano. Serrano 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. Serrano takes first pitch inside for ball 1. Camarillo set, and the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a ground ball to the first baseman. Had Serrano played well for it now, out number 2. And now Camarillo has surpassed 80 pitches, will likely make it into the 6th inning. Let's see how efficient he can be these next several batters. So Aiden Aguilar steps in, 1 for 2 with a double. Swing and a miss, strike 1. See if the pickers can make Camarillo work deep in the count, get his pitch count up. Again, that was pitch number 81 for the big right-hander. Called strike 2, 0-2. And if you'll remember last year's games against the Hawks, there were 3 of them, the 2 regular games and the seeding game for the playoffs. Camarillo pitched well for 6 innings, and there's a swing and a miss for out number 3. So pickers retired in order here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They trail 4-2. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. Well, Nathan Garcia leads things off. Hits comebacker back to Trevino, over to Lozano at first for out number 1. So Noe Camarillo steps in. He's 1 for 2. Single to left and a pop out to Salinas. Line drive to left field, foul. And that's 0-1 on Camarillo. As I was saying before the break, Zapata had leads in every game late in the innings, and eked one out in Zapata the first round of district, and Pickers walked it off in the other two games. Lozano in foul territory makes the play for out number 2. It's going to bring up Jacob Martinez, third baseman tonight for the Hawks. Slider in there for called strike 1. Martinez is 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. Swing and a miss. Another slider in the dirt for strike 2. Again, Trevino with 62 pitches and only 12 of them out of the zone. 0-2 pitch. In the dirt or the turf for ball 1. One-two pitch, swinging a foul ball to the right side for the count to remain 1 ball and 2 strikes. Count even, 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Oh, back for the bottom of the 6th inning here at Steve Castro Field. Aiden Lozano leading things off here. Pickers trailing by 2. Looking to scratch out another 2, hopefully 3 runs before the end of the game. Noe Camarillo in for his 6th inning of work. Lozano fouls off the first pitch out of play for strike 1. Again, Camarillo at 84 pitches. Again, limit in Texas high school baseball is 110. And again, as we mentioned last year, there is a big drop between Camarillo and whoever the Hawks have left, as Lozano takes low and inside for ball 1. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, Pickers lost the game at Zapata last year by 1 run. They had the bases loaded when the third out of the game, or final out of the game, was made. As Lozano takes on the outside corner for strike 2. So Pickers with an opportunity after Camarillo left the game in game 1 in Zapata, could not come up with the victory, lost by 1 run. Ground ball to the right side. Nice play by the second baseman over to first in time for out number 1. Great play there by the second baseman, Solis, stretching out to make that play and then getting the ball over to first. So that's going to bring up Uriah Isles. Isles 0 for 3 tonight. Strikeout and 2 groundouts. Fly ball on the left side. Left fielder coming in, camped under it and making the play for out number 2. Well, the way things are going here, Camarillo's going to have plenty of pitches left for the bottom of the 7th inning. So Lucas Saenz steps in. Saenz also looking for his first hit of the night. He's 0 for 2. Takes first pitch on the outside corner for called strike 1. Again, may have been told by Coach Miller, take a pitch, maybe even 2, and get that pitch count up for Camarillo. Foul ball off to the right side, out of play. That was pitch number 90, unofficially for Camarillo. Swing and a swinging bunt. That's going to be a tough play for the catcher. And ball gets away, and that's going to be at least third for Saenz. Lots of foul territory here at Steve Castro Field. Saenz rounding second. He's going to pull up at third. Not sure if that play would have been in time anyway. But the Pickers now with the tying run at the plate in Dominic Alvarez. So Alvarez looking to pull the Pickers within 1 here. A base hit will make the game 4-3. Alvarez pops it out of play, foul here on the right side. Count now 0-1. And the Hawk outfielders playing Alvarez slightly to pull in left and center. Right field fairly straight away, so a decent sized gap between the center fielder and the right fielder. If Alvarez can poke one just to the left of the second baseman, we're in business. Pitch misses wide for ball 1. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. In 2 outs, bottom of the 6th inning, Pickers trailing by 2. One pitch to Alvarez on the inside corner for strike 2. Alvarez looks a little upset with himself for not pulling the trigger right there, obviously looking for something else. He got an inside fastball, couldn't quite get the bat off his shoulder. So Alvarez down to his last strike here. Pitch misses high and away for ball 2. Count even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And 2-2 pitch to Dom. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and sides retired. So no runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 runner left on base After 6 complete, Zapata 4, Robstown 2. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. Back at Steve Castro Field for the top of the 7th inning, some defensive changes for Robstown. Lucas Saenz now on the mound, taking over for J.C. Trevino. Trevino pitched a great game this evening. So Saenz moves from short to the mound. And shortstop is now Aiden Aguilar, who moves in from left field, and Anthony Gonzalez takes over in left for Aguilar. So Trevino out of the game. Gonzalez in left, Aguilar at short, and Saenz on the mound. So Ramiro Garcia Lasso leading things off here for the Hawks in the top of the 7th inning. 9-1-2 due up. Garcia Lasso 0 for 2. Reached on an error. Sign set, and the first pitch to Garcia Lasso. Swing and a foul back for strike 1. Paying attention to signs in his warm-up pitches. His release point was a little bit off through a couple of pitches to the screen. Hopefully he's got those corrected here now that the game pitches have started. Another foul ball out of play. 0-2 on Garcia Lasso. Signs come set, ready for the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a foul back. Count stays, no balls and 2 strikes. And another 0-2 pitch. And called strike 3, I guess, on the check swing. We'll take it either way. And Garcilaso down on strikes for out number 1. And that's going to bring up the leadoff hitter, Jay Solis. So Solis 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and a strikeout. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. Sign set, and the 1-0 pitch. 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch almost hits Solis. 3 balls and no strikes. So after striking out Garcilaso to start the inning, Signs has now thrown 3 straight balls to the leadoff hitter. Called strike 1. And that's a 5-pitch walk for Solis. Well, that's going to bring up Ryan Solis. He's 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Signs takes a look at Solis at first. Jay Solis. First pitch to Ryan Solis, called strike 1. Pickoff attempt, not in time. Solis back to first. And Solis set. Runner off at first, swing and a miss, and throw a little bit wide from Salinas to second base. So hit and run there. And now they're calling runner interference, or batter's interference, so the runner is out, which appeared to be a good call. Solis swung, and his momentum on the swing took him over home plate, and Salinas may have made contact with him. Okay, they didn't call him out, but they did send him back. So the Zapata coach having a conversation with the home plate umpire. So a pretty lengthy conversation between the Zapata coach. Okay, so the batter is out. Okay, so there is 2 outs. The runner is sent back to first. I knew somebody had to be out right there. Wasn't sure if it was the runner or the batter, but that does make sense that the batter's out because he is the one that interfered. And then as soon as he interferes, the play is blown dead and the runner goes back to their original base. So 2 outs now. Trey Garcia up to bat. Runner going again, and Salinas lets one fly. Going to go out into center field, but not far enough for Solis to advance. I believe that was a swing and a miss. Yeah, 0-1 on Garcia. Garcia, again, 1 for 2 with a single to left, a line out, and a strikeout. Signs gets his signs from Salinas. Pitch misses, count now even. 1 ball and 1 strike. Signs come set for the 1-1 pitch. Time called. Count still 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, Pickers looking to keep this lead at 2. They are trailing Zapata 2 here in the top of the 7th inning. Signs come set. The 1-2 pitch misses low and away. Count now 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1 pitch from Signs, swing and a foul ball. Count now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Pickers in action on Thursday here from Steve Castro Field, non-district game against Beeville. And we will have that live for you here on Picker Nation News. Signs shakes off the first sign, agrees to the second, comes set, runner off to third. And the count is now full with a runner on third. Three-two pitch, swing and a foul back. Signs working from the first base side of the rubber. Comes set for another payoff pitch to Garcia. Ground ball right back to Signs at the mound. Takes a few steps towards first and makes the play for out number 3. So no runs on no hits. There was a walk, 1 runner left on base after 6.5. Robstown trails 4-2. And back at Steve Castro Field for the bottom of the 7th inning, Christian Barrera leading things off. Pickers in need of 2 runs. And if you're wearing a cap, put your rally caps on. Pickers need some runs. Barrera takes the first pitch for ball 1. Again, Camarillo unofficially at 97 pitches. So he's got 13 pitches left plus finishing the batter that he gets to 110 and starts out 2-0 to Barrera. called strike one on the outside corner. That was pitch number 99 from Camarillo. 2-1 pitch. Misses high for ball three. That was pitch number 100. And called strike two, but I thought that was ball four, which not necessarily a bad thing anyway. That's going to cause him to throw at least one more pitch to Barrera. A couple of foul balls would be nice as well. That misses high for ball four. And the Pickers have a leadoff base runner here in the bottom of the seventh inning. So pinch runner for Christian Barrera. The DH is coming out, and he's being run for by Anthony Gonzalez. Gonzalez is the player that Barrera is pinch hitting for, or excuse me, DHing for. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Albert Ocañas. So Albert Ocaña steps in with the runner on first and nobody out here in the bottom of the seventh inning. First pitch on the outside corner for strike one. Again, as we were discussing here in the booth, Ocañas might be taking two pitches to get that pitch count up on Camarillo. 0-1 pitch, misses high for ball one. Camarillo set for the 1-1 pitch. Ocaña squares to bunt, gets it down. Good bunt, going to take a good throw to get him, and it does. And Ocaña sacrifices Gonzalez over to second. So, again, tie and run at the plate in the person of Paxton Salinas. So this will likely be the last batter that Camarillo faces, as he is at pitch number 106. Salinas takes the first pitch high for ball one. And I'm almost automatic taking this pitch here. Swing and a miss. Camarillo takes a look at Gonzalez at second, comes set for the 1-1 pitch to Salinas. Misses low for ball two. Well, that was pitch 109, so Salinas is guaranteed to be the last hitter that Camarillo faces. Camarillo set. And high, and the ball gets past the catcher. Gonzalez is going to move to third. So that was pitch 110 unofficially for Camarillo. 3 balls and a strike to Salinas. And the 3-1 pitch to Paxton. Misses low, and that's ball 4. And the tie-in run is at the plate, and the leadoff batter, Jose Serrano, is walking in, and that's going to be it for Camarillo. So this game playing out just like the 3 games last year. So we'll have a pitching change, and we'll be right back on Picker Nation News. Oh, back at Steve Castro Field, runners on first and third, nobody out here in the bottom, one out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Jose Serrano stepping up to the plate. I believe that is R.J. Flores, the courtesy runner for Salinas. Yeah, R.J. Flores at first. And Rudy Salinas, the new pitcher for the Hawks. And Gonzalez at third. Flores at first. First pitch misses outside and high for ball 1. Flores with his lead off of first. And Serrano takes high for ball 2. Three and 0. Called strike 1. First baseman Holden Flores on first. Second baseman at double play depth. Shortstop double play depth. Third baseman fairly deep behind the bag at third. Foul ball to the left side out of play by Serrano. Count now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Salinas set, and the full count pitch. Bases are loaded. Oh, that's going to bring up Aiden Aguilar. Aguilar 1 for 3 with a double and 2 strikeouts. Nowhere to put him. First pitch to Aguilar. Fly ball out into center field. Center fielder there. We're going to be deep enough to tag. And that's a sacrifice fly for Aiden Aguilar. So tie and run. At third base. Well, we're going to have a conversation at the mound. And we may have another pitching change. Let's see what happens here as the coach meets with the umpire and now is meeting on the mound. Well, just a visit from the coach from Zapata. Aiden Lozano steps in. Again, runners on first and third. 2 outs, tie and run at third base. Lozano is 0 for 3. Takes the first pitch wide for ball 1. Again, Sedano at first, Flores at third. Pitch misses wide for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Salinas comes set. And the 2-0 pitch gets past him. That tie and run is going to score. Flores steps on the plate. And the game is tied at 4. So they're going to intentionally walk Lozano and go to Uriah Isles. So that is a good call by the Zapata coach. Now sets up a force play at every base. Of course, base hit. Will likely win it for the Pickers. Jose Serrano at second base. Aiden Lozano at first. First pitch to Isles, high and in for ball 1. Ground ball to the shortstop, goes over to third, and ball misses it. Third baseman misses the ball. That's going to be an E4, E6, and the bases are loaded again. So Lucas Signs in the box with 2 outs and bases loaded. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. Oh, the 1-0 pitch to Signs. Ground ball to third. Third baseman over with it, steps on the bag for out number 3. So the Pickers tie it, pick up 2 runs. We're going to be headed for free baseball. We'll be back for the top of the 8th inning on Picker Nation News. Oh, Lucas Guerra leads things off here in the top of the 8th inning. Free baseball here at Steve Castro Field. First pitch to Guerra on the inside corner for strike 1. Guerra 1 for 3, struck out his last 2 plate appearances. Fly ball out into left field. And off the glove and underneath the fence. Not sure who that is over in left field right now. I think it's Anthony Gonzalez. Not sure why he felt the need to slide right there to make that play. Well, that puts the leadoff runner at second base on the E7. So catcher Guerra at second with nobody out. Signs is going to need to be lights out here to keep the Hawks off the scoreboard with a runner on second and nobody out here in the top of the 8th inning. Pickers with 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch to Salinas. Misses low and away for ball 1. Foul back, count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Swing and a ground ball to the right side. Signs will take it by himself, and the runner advances to third, so one out and a runner on third. And we're going to have a visit from Coach Miller. This may be more of a strategy session than anything. Do we want to put Garcia on and set up the double play? Do we want to pitch to him? What's the situation here? I'm trading a run at third for an out. I may put the corner infielders up. Try to get the runner at home. Middle infielders play deep. But I'll give Zapata that run and get the second out of the inning and keep the bases clear. And it looks like the pickers are going to put the infield in. Because again, I like our chances with Salinas on the mound and us being able to hit him. So infield in, one out, runner at third. First pitch in the dirt, ball one. Good stop by Salinas. Again, Nathan Garcia up to bat right now. Garcia is 0 for 3 with the run scored. Swing and a miss. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Called strike 2. This would be huge here if Signs can strike out Garcia. Signs comes set, and the 1-2 pitch to Garcia. Misses up, 4-2. Count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Signs steps off to rubber to reset. Called strike 3. Painted the outside corner, and Garcia is down looking. So Noe Camarillo steps in. He is 1 for 3 tonight. Again, go-ahead run at third base with 2 outs. First pitch from Signs in there for called strike 1. Signs come set for the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a ground ball foul down the right field line. So Pickers 1 strike away from getting out of a no-out runner on third situation here in the top of the 8th inning. Signs come set. Salinas set up outside. And that's where the ball goes for a 1-2 count. And the 1-2 pitch to Camarillo inside. Count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sign set for the 2-2 pitch. Misses outside for ball 3. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Lucas signs. Shuts down the Hawks with the runner on third and nobody out. And the Pickers will be coming up in the bottom of the 8th trying to win the game. We'll be right back on Picker Nation News. And back at Steve Castro Field for bonus baseball, bottom of the 8th inning. Dominic Alvarez leading things off. And Rudy Salinas in for his second inning in relief. Allowed the Pickers to tie the game. First pitch from Salinas misses wide for ball 1. Alvarez with 2 walks and a strikeout tonight. So 0 for 1. 1-0 pitch on the inside corner for strike 1. If I'm the dugout, I'm yelling at Alvarez to wear that one. So 2 balls and a strike on the Picker third baseman. 2-1 pitch, swing and a foul back. That was probably ball 3. Count now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Anthony Gonzalez in the hole, or excuse me, on deck, as he came in for Christian Barrera. Two pitch to Alvarez, goes behind him for ball 3. And the payoff pitch to Alvarez. Hits him. And the Pickers have the leadoff runner on first. And that's going to bring up left fielder Anthony Gonzalez. And looks like we're going to have a pitching change for the Hawks. Number 5, Charles, is walking out there. Let's see if he's the one that gets the ball. Looks like he is. So number 5, Jay Charles. So we'll take a quick break on Picker Nation News for Charles to warm up, and we'll be right back. So Jay Charles on the mound for the Hawks. Anthony Gonzalez steps in with Dominic Alvarez on first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Pickers look to walk off the Hawks for the 3rd game in a row. And they walked off the final regular season game against Zapata. And then the seeding game, they walked them off again over in San Diego. Gonzalez bunts, almost hits him. Good bunt. Third baseman has to come up with it. Wide throw to first, but the play made by the first baseman. Alvarez advances to second on the bunt. So sacrifice bunt by Anthony Gonzalez. And that's going to bring up Alberto Cañas. So Cañas with the sacrifice bunt, his last plate appearance.
He goes, "Hay gasolina." Nah, I don't think he punts again.
So Cañas steps in 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt. Again, runner on third base. First baseman up in the grass expecting a bunt, and a balk has been called, and Alvarez moves over to third. So the sacrifice bunt may be off now. You're going to see Zapata pull their infield now in. They're going to have to be in. So any base hit will win it. Deep fly ball to the outfield will win it. And the Picker fans in full voice yelling, "Go Red." Charles set, and the first pitch to Ocaña is fouled straight back. 4 strike 1. So Ocaña is right on that pitch from Charles, just a little bit underneath it. A winning run at third. 0-1 pitch to Ocaña, called strike 2. Ocaña's getting the signs from Coach Miller over at third base coach's box. Charles set, and the 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. That's going to bring up the catcher, Paxton Salinas. So now it's going to take a base hit from Salinas to win this game. Pitch to Salinas, misses outside for ball 1. And Dominic Alvarez walked to lead off the inning, advanced to second on a sacrifice bunt, and then balked over to third. Salinas skies one out in the left field. It's going to be in foul territory. Well, no, it's fair territory, and the Pickers win. The wind got it, and Salinas wins it with a walk-off single. Left fielder struggled with it. The wind pushed it back for some reason, and he completely missed it. He was in foul territory, came back into fair territory, and fell down, and the ball dropped. So the Pickers win in 8 innings, 5-4 over Zapata. So we want to thank everyone for joining us tonight on Picker Nation News. Again, we'll be back live with you on Thursday, non-district action, as the Pickers take on the Beeville Trojans. Want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. Pickers even up their district record at 2-2. And they will, again, non-district game Thursday against Beeville, and back in action on Tuesday against the team from up north. So we'll have that one for you here live on Picker Nation News. Want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. And go Red.